Hello, eRank. Yeah, hopefully, hopefully that is this working. Oh, now I'm messing around with things I shouldn't be. Can everyone let everyone in the old chat know this is such a professional way to start the stream? Yeah, I had some technical difficulties. I know a few of you have found me here. Yeah, let's do this more professionally now. Then. So, hi, I'm Pam Duthie from eRank, and every Thursday, some of the team are live here to take your questions and answers. On a Wednesday, we have a post in the group where you can ask your questions in advance, and then for everyone who's joining us live this time, or rather 5 minutes earlier than this, every Thursday we are live here. And technology, if technology is being decent, which it decided not to be. So yeah, hopefully everything's working now. So I have a few questions in the Facebook group. Thank you everyone who questioned in there, and if you drop your questions also in the live here, I'll circle back and get them. Unfortunately, it is just me today, as Starla's a very busy lady. But yeah, I'll do my best, and if you can all get your questions in as well, so I'm not stuck just talking to myself, which is, when you think about it, what a live stream really is. Yeah, I'll just give. Seems a few of you got over, so that is awesome. So sorry for the technology. Technology is a pain. It is the bane of my life. I've hopefully got everything set up. It looks like we are working. Looks like we're live at least, which is a good thing. Yeah, so I can pretty much get into this with the questions from the Facebook group. And if you don't know, if you have just joined us from YouTube, there is links in the chat to this live stream. Oh, did I click the wrong thing? I think I'm still okay. There's links to this chat. There's links in the description to this chat. I'm trying to click and talk at the same time. It's not working. There's links in the description to the Facebook group. If you're interested, you can join there, and you get well, there's over 26,000 members there, so always someone to help you with your questions and answers. And also, it is the place where you can ask in advance those questions, so I get to them first. But yeah, thank you to everyone who has endeavoured to find us, just me, back on the live stream. Hopefully everything's working. I'll just check there's nothing wrong with the screen. Everything's looking good. So I'll start with the questions that we've got. Yeah, and if you see anyone asking where it is and everything, if you can drop them a link to this live. I hope I got everyone sent over. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Anyway, so for the preliminary in advance questions from the group, we had Jessica. First of all, thank you so much for the question. Here's one you saw recently posted, and it's a question that gets asked every year when sellers are prepping for the holiday season, which y'all should be thinking about now. Should we change out our tags to make them more holiday related? For example, swapping out Mother's Day gift for Christmas gift, or Valentine to Thanksgiving, which is a good question. First of all, absolutely correct. I hate to be saying this, but we need to be thinking about Christmas. We need to have already been thinking about Christmas. If this is your first year on Etsy, Q4, the final quarter of the year, is always the busiest by far on Etsy. And if your shop's positioned well for that, then it can be the busiest for you if your items are giftable. I mean, I suppose things like wedding shops might not do so amazingly, but most shops see an uptick. What I will say, I'm going to start with saying, a lot of your listings, if you've searched for good keywords and you think you found good keywords and you're ranking for these good keywords, it can be tempting just now to freak out and really try and tweak all your listings. But quite often you can be in the good place. There's just not enough people searching just now. So I wouldn't advise tweaking all of your listings to try and get in better places with them, but swapping out certain tags to make them holiday related. Firstly, the attribute in your listing where it says what occasion is this for. I know Jessica knows this and wasn't asking this, but the occasion, you do not want to be adding Christmas to your occasion or Valentine's or anything like that unless your listing is perfectly for only that occasion. So a thing that could be a Christmas gift, but it's not specifically Christmas, like a jumper, let's say. Terrible Christmas present. But what's not, my mum's a knitter. It's a great Christmas present, but say a jumper, sweater. If it's just a plain sweater, then you should not be using the attributes Valentine's Day or Christmas gift or something. If it is a sweater with big love hearts on it, I love my boyfriend or something revolting, then that could have the attribute for Valentine's Day, but you couldn't then switch that out for Christmas. For Christmas, they're really wanting you to put what's the occasion to be like Santa hats, reindeers, robins, all the Christmassy stuff. But for your keywords, for your tags and your titles, that's a different matter. Now, I think I can do a thing. I'm scared to touch things now, in case I break them, but we will try this, hopefully. Yes, oh, is that working? I think you can see eRank just now. So what we're going to do is go to the keyword tool, which is one of my favorite tools, and we will look for Christmas gift, if I can actually spell. So we're going to do a quick search for Christmas gift, which brings up kind of what we were expecting in that it's very seasonal. And it is starting to be seasonal. People are looking for Christmas gift. So you'd think maybe I should be using this. Now, as one of your final tags, if you had a tag that was Valentine's Day and it's not bringing any views, it shouldn't hurt your listing to change that final tag. I would test with a less good listing first of all, in case it does, but it's not like the Etsy algorithm suddenly goes, whoa, everybody, Jessica changed one of her tags, so now she is not relevant for all the other things, we've got to start from scratch. It shouldn't totally reset your listing, but if there was certain words that were backing up other words, it could harm it. So always be careful changing things that are working. But what I wanted to dive in here and say is, like, going all in to have Christmas gift as your main keyword is probably not a good idea because of one tiny little thing. Well, two things. Firstly, Etsy competition. That is the number of listings in the USA just now, because I'm looking at the USA, but it's kind of the same all over the world. That's the number of listings you would be competing for to show up in search for that. So it's very unlikely that your item is going to even show up in search for Christmas gifts. So I wouldn't be putting it in your title and stuff. It's not that important. But the other thing, although it's got a reasonable click-through rate, this is the number of people searching that then go on and search and then click on an item they see in search. Although it's got a pretty good click-through rate, I don't imagine it's a whole lot of sales, or rather it might be, but because this is such high competition, Etsy are showing really quality things on the front page. So people who are searching for Christmas gift don't really know what they want. So Etsy, the algorithm is either really, really good and is honing in on the exact thing, or they click around a couple of times and then they refine their search to something a bit better. So I'm guessing not many, thank you to whoever subscribed there. Let me just go back. Andrew Kennedy, thank you for subscribing. I heard the little bingly noise. Anyway, so I'm guessing that out of all of that, most people won't actually be buying. They're trying to get an idea. What is a Christmas gift? It could be a load of sellers going, is Christmas gift a good keyword, and searching, but I don't think it's an amazing keyword to even be dealing with. But there are some reasons where I'm not against you adding things like this to your last tag. You know, not all of our tags are ever going to be perfect. But let's go scroll down to the keyword ideas that eRank gives us. I usually have this clicked. You can do popular tags, related searches, or both. I like both because let's be greedy and see everything. So this is like of the top 100 listings ranking for Christmas gift, what other tags do they use and what other things are buyers searching for? And this can give you some ideas. There's a lot of gift wrapping, but there's a lot of people selling gift wrapping, but not many people searching for it. And I've seen, yeah, same with Christmas wrap, which is interesting. And I've seen the same with cards. But let's see if there is anything kind of good. It's not looking great. But retro gift wrap at least has lower competition. But yes, I'm just looking for things with lower competition as well. Everything's gift wrap just now. Yeah, so we've got some more long tail things of things like Father of the Bride gift. Well, that's not a Christmas gift, but there's some ideas. Or Christmas Eve box. So you're starting to look and see what other things are people using. Might that give us an idea? What I am not seeing, I will actually... Sorry for scrolling quickly. No, I can do it here, can I? Just go with the related searches. Let's try this for a change, just to narrow down just what's going on. So we get some different ideas for things that include the words Christmas gift. So boyfriend Christmas gift ideas. That is not a horrible... That did okay last year. It might do well again, and not many people are using it. Mother-in-law gift Christmas. Mother-in-law Christmas gift. So you're getting some ideas that these kind of things, if you had an item that was, say, a mother-in-law gift, and you added Christmas gift as your last tag, then Etsy would also see you as relevant for mother-in-law Christmas gift. So you might not be aiming for Christmas gift, but you might become relevant for longer keywords. So I'm not against you throwing that at the end. I think we can just go back to full face now. Glad that possibly worked. So yeah, totally you can, but don't expect to show up for them. But definitely... I think someone asked something similar earlier as well. With your tags, those last ones, don't stress too much about them being amazing. Just throw in relevant things and the Etsy algorithm can do its job and hopefully show you in the places that you're relevant for. Quick story time here, but I had that. I did no keyword research on... I keyword research for my superstar keywords. I find 5 or 6 keywords that I'm interested in, and the rest of my tags I just fill up with whatever pops into my head. And I make needle felted sculptures of dogs and things, and in the UK, something that sits on a shelf as a kind of sculpturally thing we call an ornament. So I used dog ornament in some of my listings because that's something that's normal for me. I didn't know it's more common in America for ornament to mean something that hangs on the tree, on the Christmas tree. Something that in the UK we would more call a bauble. So I had, coming up to Christmas time, a lot of people messaging me saying, it's really good, but can you put a hanger on it so it can hang on the tree? And I'm like, okay, that's weird. But because they'd been searching for ornament, they were expecting a tree ornament. So because I had used that tag without researching it or figuring anything about it, I'd just thrown it there. That actually gave me some ideas. And for a couple of Christmases, I made a lot of ornaments. I made little dogs sitting on parcels, little dogs poking through wreaths. They did really well. I got bored. I got bored making them, so I stopped doing them. But that was all from me not over researching my keywords. So absolutely, if you're absolutely sure your last keywords are not doing anything for your listing, and experiment with less performing listings. But yeah, absolutely put Christmas gift at the end of your keywords if you want. It might do nothing, but it doesn't hurt to try. But it's unlikely you're going to get a lot of traffic from Christmas gift, but you might get needle felted dog Christmas gift, special breed of dog Christmas gift. This looks really awful. It's like kiwi and pineapple. I should think about the colours before I start drinking something on camera. But anyway, I hope that helps. Just a little bit digging about in eRank. Yeah, bit of fun. I hope that answered the question. Thank you so much for the question. And then we have a question from Ronith. I hope I said your name right. I have a question about one-word tags versus, I think that's repeated tags. What's better? I decided to do tests, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. It's for the last of my tags when the fantasy is gone, when the inspiration is gone. I think that's a translation issue. And I can't find other relevant matching keywords. Yeah, well, that kind of follows on from what we've just spoke about. Right, one-word tags are not the best. Not in this is a thing I hear all the time. People will look at a best-selling person's listing and go, Pam, why is that listing selling so well? It's got some one-word tags. And that doesn't matter. If I'm just using my example, my keywords aren't great here just now, this is just a random example, but if the keyword that my listings were getting found for was needle felted dog, if lots of people were searching for that keyword, I had that keyword in my title and it was all one, I think it's under 20 characters, all one word in my tags, and when people were finding it, they were liking it and buying it. Etsy would rank me well for needle felted dog. It doesn't care what the rest of my tags are if I'm relevant for that one keyword. So the other tags, it doesn't matter if I didn't have any more tags. I had all one-word tags, I had a mixture of tags, I had terrible tags. To be relevant for needle felted dog, all I need to do is have needle felted dog somewhere in my listings, preferably in the title and the tags, and to be doing well when buyers come looking for it. So you're not going to be penalised for one-word tags. They're not a bad thing at all. The problem with one-word tags is, with tags, we do actually have videos on this channel about how to rate titles and tags and things. But with tags, especially, Etsy is very good. The algorithm's very good at being able to, say someone searched for needle felted border collie dog, and I had needle felted dog and border collie as a separate tag somewhere else. Etsy algorithm is able to pick up the needle felted from the first bit, pick up the border collie, put them together, and then pick up the dog and go, okay, that's totally relevant for that term. That's absolutely fine. So the more words you have in your tags, the more words that the algorithm has to be able to pick up and mix and match. So the problem with one-word tags is that you're giving the algorithm, if you only had 13 one-word tags, you've only given the algorithm 13 words to pick and choose from. If you use two-word tags, then the algorithm has 26 words to mix and match. So that's the only problem with one-word tags. But if you can't think of any, you can just, one thing we talk about, right, it's not a great keyword to be aiming for the reason of Christmas gift, but it's a nice one to use, is gift for mum. It's a nice one to use as an example, gift for mum. So you've got that as a tag, and you've got that as your keyword, but it's possible that people search for gift for sister and gift for aunt. So rather than have the keyword gift for mum, gift for sister, gift for aunt, gift for, all that, and repeat gift for all the time, that's about as pointless as just having the one word tags. So you could have one tag that was gift for mum, and then another tag that was aunt, sister, mother, mum. And then the algorithm is going to be able to pick and choose from those two tags, and you've used up less space, but you've got a mix and match of keywords. So basically, your tag doesn't have to make sense as a keyword. Your superstar keywords, it's but the most important ones that you really want to rank for. Etsy tells us it sees them as a little more relevant. For example, needle felted dog. If someone searches for needle felted dog and my tag says needle felted dog, it goes, oh yeah, that's very relevant for that. If someone searches for needle felted dog but my tags have needle felt in one bit and then felted dog in another, the algorithm can still put them together, but they might count that listing as slightly less relevant than the one that has needle felted dog all in one tag. So you would always want to pick your most important superstar keywords to be the one that is the full exact match in the tags. But, if you've got 10 good tags and you've got 3 you don't know what to do about, you can put in one word, you can put in a mismatch of words, you can leave them blank if you've run out of ideas. It doesn't matter that much. Don't stress about it. But yeah, throw some words at it. Or, as I say, you can leave it blank. See what happens. Let your listing run for a while. Look in your stats and see. Sometimes, especially Etsy's testing new tags in adverts. They seem very irrelevant just now. But you could look at, if you were advertising, you could look in and see what terms are coming to you through the adverts and go, oh, I hadn't thought of that word. And then just jump in with that. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Why did I move my face there? I hope that kind of makes sense there as to the kind of thing that we're talking about with tags. I think that was all with a Facebook question, apart from Craig Bean asking, do we add questions here? Yep, that is the place where you add the questions. So as I said earlier, if this is your first time here, there's a link to the Facebook group in the description of this video. No, there won't be a link to the Facebook group in the description of this video because I had technical issues. But if you go into the channel and look at any of the other videos, there'll be a link. Oh, technology. And then every Wednesday I post a thread in the Facebook community just ask your questions here, and that's where I can get in advance to answer your questions. And Gemma asking, do I ask here or on Facebook? When we're live, if you can ask in YouTube, because I'll be able to see it, I won't necessarily be able to see any more things on Facebook because Facebook's technically a pain in the backside and doesn't always show up. And yeah, I see there are some questions on YouTube. We do the Facebook ones first. They get the priority answers, and then once we're done with them, we circle back and get the live questions. So I am just about to get that. So hopefully everything's working. I don't see any howls of protest that the stream's not working. Yeah, excuse me. I wish that I get asked quite often if my colourful drinks are cocktails. Today, I wish it was. But anyway, we can say rather than technical issues, this was the eRank treasure hunt. You had to find the stream. And it looks like about 50 of you did find the stream, so thank you so much. Yep, hello to everyone that joined us. Oh, and I don't have Starla to blame if I can't say names right. M. Ribeiro says, I love the listing helping. The only problem is I can't turn it to the German language to give me German keywords. Do you think that will change in future? The team are working on translations and things for a lot of things in the site. I haven't heard about German yet, but Germany is pretty big for Etsy. I'm not sure how many German members we have, quite a bit, I think. So, yes, I think it will change in the future as we can get round to it, and I suppose as we get a German speaker on the team and everything. Yep. Oh, woodcrafter in your pocket. There's a question. If you haven't got a clue, where does one start with eRank? Great question. Firstly, you start with what you're wanting to do. What do you want to make better for your shop? And I know most people are just going to go, I want more sales. And I totally understand that. I've been there and everything. Generally, I would say with most shops who really don't know what they're doing and are just wanting to grow from the beginning, you're going to want to start with keywords, because that's the secret. It's not even a secret, but that's the way in for new people that don't have any kind of following or anything. To get seen in search is the big thing that you want to do. So I would start with a tool like the keyword tool that I just showed you. The other thing I would start with is this YouTube channel. We have a whole load of videos in here, and also the Facebook group. My partner in crime that's usually here, Starla Moore, also has a YouTube channel. She does great work on there explaining Etsy and everything, and I also have a YouTube channel. I'm Pam Duffy. You'll get links to both of our channels if you go into any one of the other eRank videos on this page. Unfortunately, there probably will be no description on this stream because I had to do it really quickly, and yeah, that's annoying. So check out the videos. The Facebook group, which is also linked in the comments of most videos, is a fantastic place to be as well, because all the members there, you've got great members who can totally help you out with all sorts of questions that you have to answer. But I would absolutely start with keywords and keyword research. So what you're probably on the eRank channel, just search for keywords, and you'll find a load of videos explaining about keywords and showing how to use some of the tools. That's probably the quickest way. And then I totally understand. I've used other tools as well where I open them up and I go, like I use tools for YouTube. I open them up and I don't have a clue what to do or where to start. And so I understand what it's like with eRank, because it's grown over the years as we get people in. As you see, like Ribeiro asking, are we going to do it in German? And then people saying, hey, I do this kind of thing. Could we get a tool for this? So we're adding tools to help. But for me, at its heart, eRank is a keyword tool. And I would start with that, and then really learn a tool like the keyword tool. It's on eRank under tools, keyword tool. Really learn that. You can look, there's help files on it. People will help you with everything. But the basic, put in what you make. Type in what you make, hit search, and see what results come up. That's the best place to start. And then if you get stuck with that, come into the Facebook group and ask us how to use those keywords. There's videos in this channel. But for everybody, what I would totally say is the Etsy has a load of articles, and the Ultimate Guide to Etsy Search is like the Bible. Everyone should read over that, and that helps you out, and it's usually kept pretty up to date, so it's worth checking that. I think they wrote it in 2018, but they're constantly keeping it updated. So that's where Etsy explains about its how it wants you to get seen in search, how its algorithms kind of work. So I hope that helps. But come to the Facebook group and ask us. There's always people that will help there. But the more specific your question, the more we can help you with it. I hope that helps. Gemma, I'm paying a lot of attention to the visibility score of my items and trying to boost any low numbers by improving SEO? Are items with low numbers essentially dragging down the overall quality score of my store? If this is the case, are expired deactivated items having any effect, or are they completely dormant? To the best of my knowledge, basically, expired deactivated listings are not hurting you at all. The overall quality score of your shop, that is a thing, but it's more impacted. Etsy can't tell us every single metric, but the score of your shop is based on, is your shop filled in? You know, do you have your policies, about me section, all of that filled in nicely? Have you had sales? Sales boost the whole shop. Have you shipped them on time? You know, I don't think it gets the actual shipped on time, but are there any cases against you? Have you got low star reviews? All these kind of things go against you. So that's your shop score. It doesn't matter, to my understanding, listings that aren't doing well. They don't matter. Then you've got the individual listing scores. And again, if you've got some listings doing well and some listings not doing well, that is absolutely normal. Have a look at some of the biggest sellers. Go to the top sellers' shops and you'll see they have some listings that do nothing and some listings that do great. It is absolutely normal for a very small amount of our listings to be carrying the majority of sales and views in our shop. So don't worry about that at all. No, the low visibility listings are not hurting. Firstly, the visibility score is just a metric that eRank calculates for you. It's nothing from Etsy. It's just a number. So it's taking into account the average daily views of your listing. So you can compare a really old listing with a fairly new listing, and you can see the average daily views as a percent compared to other listings on Etsy. So a listing with a visibility score of 50% is doing kind of average with average daily views. With 99%, it's doing fantastic. I use the visibility score, it sounds like what you're doing as well, to look at my listings that are performing the least well. So even if my average in my shop was something like 70%, I might be looking, it's not the case, but I might be looking at the listings that are 50% because they're below my average for my shop. Or if your best listing only has a 50% visibility and average is about 20%, I'd be looking at the ones that have 10% and below. It's just a metric to compare listings, apples with apples in your shop, as they say. Your listings that aren't working aren't hurting your shop. Not really at all. Etsy's tested them and said, okay, this listing isn't good for this keyword. But if you have another listing that's doing well for that keyword, Etsy isn't going to say, well, customers really like buying this listing, but they didn't like buying this other listing, so I'm gonna not show that one so much. Because no, that's yeah, don't worry about it, basically. Oh, I thought it's been raining all day. It is roasting here. Okay, chat just jumped for me now. Leanne, thank you. Let me know the YouTube stream is working well. At least some things work. Woodcrafter in your pocket, great question. Do you research before designing? Absolutely. That is my favourite thing to do. Now, most of us, it's changed a bit now with so much print on demand and everything, but most of us who are artists, or I was going to say or crafters, if you're a craft, you're an artist. Most of us who are artists have a thing that we can make. So you make your thing and then you come to Etsy and you want to sell your thing. So that is a thing that we have to do. Basically, we have to work within what we can make. But absolutely, if I'm going to create a new range, which is something we should all think about doing if we can, because it's always good to experiment and not be resting on your laurels. If I'm going to create a new range, I don't just jump in and think, what can I make? This would be cute. If you research beforehand, what might be popular, what's a growing market, what are customers searching for that there aren't many people making, get in absolutely research, because you've got a much better chance of doing well if you know the thing that people want before you start making it. It's really, really difficult to make whatever you fancy and then try and shoehorn some decent keywords into it. It's much better to go, oh, hang on, I have no idea. Unicorns are popular just now. I don't think they are. Unicorns are really doing well just now. Can I make unicorns? Yes, I can. There's an idea. Whereas I might have decided to make Clydesdale horses or something random for an aside. So absolutely. And I think more so, your woodcrafter in your pocket, I'm assuming that's some kind of woodcraft. I'm guessing. So that might be something you put in. You have a lot of time and probably an expense of the materials and a space issue as well. So the more things you make that people don't want to buy, the more it's cost you and the more you've got to store these things. So if before you started, I hit the microphone, if before you started creating the thing, you had an idea of a thing, it's not guaranteed to sell, but you've got a much better chance of it selling. So yeah, absolutely much better to research before designing. We're all going to have things like, we all sit and make random things sometimes, or we have things that we've already made and you have to go in and try and find the right place to do them, the right keywords. So yeah. But yes, if you can research beforehand, even better. Rosemary Greenway, what do you think of Etsy trying to get sellers to agree to 25% or 30% discount offers on your products? They've been trying to do this forever. These are just suggestions. You don't have to do it. We have to remember that basically we as shoppers, which sellers is the word I was looking for, we as sellers have to do what's best for our shop. We have to experiment, make things, play around with our prices, play around with our tags and titles, play around with our photography and see what works best for us. Etsy as a platform has to do what's best for it as well. And unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily mean what's best for us as the individual. So if it finds being able to put on the front page, these items are at 30% off, and buyers really like this and go in and buy them, then Etsy is going to recommend, guys, can some of you please give a 30% off sale? It's not saying we have to do this. It's not saying that even if we do this, it's going to work for us, because there's only a certain number of people that Etsy is going to be able to promote with this. So Etsy's not saying you have to do this. Etsy's saying, we are going to, we need some shops that are doing this so we can promote them to buyers because it works for us, Etsy, the platform. I hope that makes sense. All of these things that Etsy are doing are based on what it's finding works, and that's good. What it's finding works on average. That is not the same as what works for your specific shop. Many of us can't cope with a 30% discount. There isn't the wiggle room for that. And if you can't cope with a 30% discount, and yeah, people are going to say, oh, well, your prices are too low. Some niches you can't price that much profit in, unfortunately. And like, I almost never run sales. I don't even do the Black Friday sale. I have had, I think, 2 sales ever in my shop. They were both for 24 hours. I can't remember what the first one was for, because I got 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I had 50% off for 24 hours. And the second one was because my car needed a new tire urgently. Well, my car needed fixed urgently, so 50% off for 24 hours. They were my sales. That's the only ones I've done. I haven't ever done any of Etsy's ones. If they work for you, you totally can. If you did them and you were one of the featured shops that Etsy put on the homepage, yeah, you would do great. But the chances, don't cater your entire business strategy to that. Nesserine, I hope I've got your name right. What are the reasons behind very low traffic despite grade A eRank, optimized SEO, good photos, competitive prices? Massive question there. I'll do my best. Grade A on eRank doesn't mean you've got a great listing. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But all that it means is you have followed Etsy best practices in terms of putting the right things in the right place. So it's a good thing, but it doesn't mean you're a great listing. To quickly explain it, it would be like if there was such a tool as a resume, a CV builder, that basically checked your resume to say, oh, you've put your qualifications in this box, you've put your experience in this box, you've filled in a paragraph there. But it doesn't read it. It doesn't say, are you applying for the right job? Are your sentences very interesting? It's just saying everything's in the right box. There you go. That's an A. That is all the grades are, kind of. We're working on it, but that's all it is. When you're saying optimized SEO, that's a good extra statement, because the grades aren't looking at if you've picked good keywords. So you've got to have made sure you've picked good keywords, and that is keywords that buyers are searching for right now. So if buyers are searching for them, then you've got to check and see, are you actually ranking in search for them? If no one's searching for them, you can't get views. If people are searching but you're not ranking, you can't get views. You can use the eRank rank checker to see if you're ranking. If you're not ranking, it might be you don't have them in your titles and tags, or it could be that it's just too competitive. There are too many people for that search term and you can't show up for it yet, so maybe you want to go back to a slightly easier keyword. Good photos are, that's subjective. If you're ranking on the front page and people are searching a lot for that keyword and you are not getting low traffic and some other people on the front page are getting decent traffic, you might have good photos, but they're not resonating with the buyers. Some of my best photos, I love photography. Some of my listings still have photos up from 2010 because customers like them. Some of my photos that are my best selling things have blown out highlights. They're not photographically good photos, but buyers like them. So experiment with different photos. If they're on a plain white background, maybe try a more lifestyle photo with them in use. If they are in a lifestyle photo, maybe try a plain white background. Make sure you're color corrected nicely and everything. And as for the prices, unless what you are making is exactly the same as what everyone else is making, it's unlikely that the prices are the problem. And in fact, especially with handmade things, you don't necessarily want to be racing to the bottom. You don't want to have the most competitive prices. People will often, especially if they're buying a gift, which Etsy is a gift buying thing, they will often go for the item. It's maybe not the highest, it's not the lowest, it's not even in the middle. They'll go for just slightly above average, so they feel good, but they've bought their friend something that's a bit better than average. So don't race to the bottom. And sometimes, yeah, the most expensive thing can give the people an idea of this is quality. I want to give myself a real treat. So yeah, don't necessarily worry about prices. SJ, what's a good target click-through rate on Etsy? Depends on the items, the niche, the keyword, the time of year. More importantly, I would be looking at what's good for your listings on your shop. Yeah, click-through rate, I don't actually even know the numbers. I know conversion rate in online retail averages about 2%, but some people have 0.2%, some people have 20%. Click-through rate, no idea. It's more about looking at what's high for your listings and what's low for your listings, and see if you can make the low ones a little bit better. That's the same with any kind of metric. Rather than saying what's good, look at what's bad in your shop and try and bring everything up a wee bit. Because if I told you that the average click-through rate on Etsy was 2% and you were getting 5%, but you weren't getting the sales you want, would you be happy? Would you go, oh well, I'm doing as good as I can? Or would you still want to try and do better? So don't worry what everyone else's is. They're all selling different things. Gifts. When I check the top listings in a keyword, it'll oftentimes rank a listing that has very little sales and no views. Why is that? There are a lot of factors that go into ranking. Depends on many factors that Etsy can't tell us them all. One of the factors is if it's a new listing or a brand new shop, they do get a bit of a boost in search as well. Are you checking on eRank or are you checking on Etsy? And the Etsy search results page, listings are, what you're showing there is personalized to you. So you might see different from what other people see. So what ranks top, that might just be Etsy experimenting to see, hey, this person seems to like this kind of things, we'll show them some more of it. Leanne says, I've decided you can either do free shipping or offer a big discount, but not both. The eRank profit calculator has helped me come to this realization. Yeah, and really good point. If you guys haven't used it, especially if you're just starting out, eRank does have, in one of its tools, is a profit calculator, because especially if you're just starting out, people often don't realize all the fees. Now, the fees are quite complicated across different countries, so eRank's trying to fix in everything we can, so it's not 100% yet, but it's definitely enough to help you. And also, we can't do a profit calculator that's 100% because you've got things like ad fees potentially that can come in on some listings and not on others, and there's no exact amount of fees, but if you use the profit calculator, you can get an idea of if you're in profit or if you can afford a sale or anything. So definitely worth checking that out. I do want to say, you're saying you can either do free shipping or offer a big discount. The thing with free shipping is Etsy, when they started this, sorry if you can all hear the plane going overhead, so annoying. I live on a flight path, and there's the car going past too. Yeah. When Etsy started the free shipping thing, they actually wanted us all to roll our shipping price into the cost of the listing. So if you had a listing that was $95 and $5 shipping, they wanted you to sell the item at $100 and free shipping. They even gave us tools to be able to do this, to be able to bulk increase our prices. For international sellers, we even have tools that I could do free shipping if I want and have a different price for an international thing because it costs more to ship it free internationally. I am not the biggest fan of this as a tactic. Yeah, I don't like this. But you are supposed to roll the price in. So free ship, there's no such thing as free shipping. None of us get free shipping from the shipping companies. So yeah, if you are just doing free shipping without dropping your without increasing your prices, then you are effectively giving a discount. So absolutely, it's unlikely that most people could afford to do free shipping and a massive sale as well. I'm not going to tell anyone how to run their shop, and I know, like, if I did free shipping, I certainly wouldn't be upping my prices to include the free shipping because that sounds dodgy to me. Basically, that's why I never did the free shipping yet. Um, so yeah, if you, I totally understand why you haven't put up your prices to cover the free shipping and using. I'm glad that the profit calculator showed you that you can't carry free shipping and a sale. Yeah, everyone, that's another eRank tool. It's under tools, profit calculator, and it's a very handy one. And we also have got a return on investment calculator for the Etsy ads if you haven't used it. I think we just had a video out a couple of weeks ago on this YouTube channel about the Etsy ads. I think we started with offsite ads. We've just got one coming on Etsy on-site ads. I'm losing track of what's getting published. So you want to check them out. And if you guys haven't, you do want to subscribe to this YouTube channel because we're trying to do everything we can to help you here. Don't forget, I think Debbie posted a link earlier on in chat to the Facebook group, or if you didn't catch that, any of the other videos on this channel, in the description there will be a link to the Facebook group, which is where many of you, I see many of you in there every day. Absolutely appreciate all the questions there and everyone who is helping other people learn as well. That is really cool. Now, we are here, it's usually myself and Starla. We are here every Thursday at the same time. So again, subscribe to this YouTube channel, keep an eye in the Facebook group. Not often that this goes so dramatically wrong that you have to go on a little treasure hunt to find the stream, but yeah, that's the joys. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out Starla Moore on YouTube as well. She does some wonderful work. She's usually live on a Friday. I don't think she's going to be live this week, but she's got an exciting video coming for that. Follow this eRank channel, and if you want, check me out as well, Pam Duthie on YouTube. But thank you all so much for putting up with me and the disasters that are technology. And yeah, I will see you in